Hi, my name's Tony and this is my partner Stephen. Over the past few months, you've seen us embark on a journey through Ireland's Wild Atlantic Way. This week, we're leaving the Wild Atlantic Way and heading towards Ireland's east coast, taking in some of the amazing sights and meeting up with fellow Vanlifers Jess and Joe. We'll also be interviewing them and taking a guided tour of their vintage American RV. One, two.
So you're testing, just talk normally.
Yeah, well, I'm talking here,
Right.
and the mic's up above me.
Right.
And then if I turn to talk to you, and
Yeah.
you turn to talk to me.
Okay. Where are we eating today?
We are on the road again, and this time we are heading toward the east coast of Ireland. There's a couple of things that we can see and do on the east coast, including park-ups that we went to before around Carlingford and stuff in Rostrevor. And a lot of things to do in Rostrevor with Chronicles of Narnia, which is one of my favourite books. I think we said that in previous videos, so we might even check out some of that this time. And, all being well, we might meet up with some fellow Vanlifers. So, stick around to see how we get on. Are you excited to go to the east coast of Ireland?
I'm hoping the weather improves.
Yeah,
So you said to go here.
The weather, so usually we find in the east coast that the weather is
It's usually nicer.
a little bit nicer than the west coast, which you've just seen us travel on our previous vlog. So we think that the east coast is the place to go, the place to be, and the place to see. That wasn't an intentional rhyme, but anyway.
I'm going to be honest, I think because we're actually going out in the van with the purpose of recording a video, we're not going to get good weather because that's generally what seems to be happening.
Yeah.
As soon as we come home, we get a heat wave, but no time to record because we have lots of stuff we have to do and I was working. Finally get some time off again over the Easter break.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say that this video is going to be a day in the van life. This is completely off the wall.
Winging it. Just winging it.
We're not kicking it, but we're rigging it. So.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
There's a lot of rhyming in this video. A lot of this is probably going to come out. So yeah, we're just going to have fun this weekend. Really live in the moment and enjoy ourselves. This is going to be probably a little bit more chaotic, but we'll edit it into something watchable and we'll see how we get on. So it is the first morning now at our park up. I have to say I had a lovely sleep last night and we met with fellow Vanlifers, Jess and Joe. Didn't film any of that, wanted to get to know them first. Had a lovely conversation all about fan life and home life and really just getting to know them. And we can say that they are lovely, lovely people that come across completely genuine and exactly as they are on their YouTube channel. Unfortunately, we had got plans today. We were going to go to Rostrevor, but it's very, very, very wet. I don't think we planned for the weather to be as bad as what it is.
So it's really wet. Not only is it really wet on the outside, but it's starting to get really wet on the inside. All the windows are full of condensation. I've opened the skylight to try and allow a wee bit of airflow to take away the condensation, and now it's raining on the inside essentially. So it's just as the water on the skylight has just fell to the back and just started dripping in. So Rosie every now and again is getting the water dropped to her head and she's going so I think I'm going to try and crack the windows in the front as well. Thank God we have the diesel heater because it was actually roasting last night, but the rain didn't let up at all.
So I am going to try and start the day off right and get some breakfast on, and then we're going to make a plan of action from there. I think it's funny whenever you're walking out there because it's like we're segregated to our own area because all the campers are at this end and then the motorhomes are all over the other end. So I don't know if we've started that trend or not. So how did you sleep last night?
Terribly, because somebody was trying to push me out of the bed, so my ass was half off the bed and the other half of me was hanging on for dear life, and then you sounded like you were trying to warn chips off. So where were you snoring?
Rosie, why were you pushing your daddy out of the bed? Because it definitely wasn't me. I had the best sleep of my life in the swamp, probably the best that I've ever actually had. Although it was wet, we managed to get on the road to Rostrevor. So we've come to Rostrevor today to do the Narnia Trail and check it out. So the Narnia Trail is a mural for the Chronicles of Narnia because C.S. Lewis was from the north of Ireland. So it's a little tribute to the beautiful book, the beloved book Chronicles of Narnia?
I don't know, I've just seen the movie.
So we have just reached the Narnia Trail, and we're joined today by some very special guests, which are Jess and Joe, who run their own YouTube channel under Jess and Joe Have a Go. Is that our official tag?
It is, yeah. Jess and Joe Have a Go.
These
All
guys,
one word.
and these guys do really beautifully cinematic videos. I actually first found these guys on Instagram, and then seen, I think it was like a, did you put like a drone shot reel, I think it was?
Yeah.
And then from that I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cinematic, and then found your channel and was like, I need to subscribe. And I've been watching it ever since. So as soon as we heard that they were coming to Ireland, we jumped up the opportunity to try and meet these guys. So
Stalk them?
yeah, to stalk them and find them and track them down. So,
And we had a lovely little night last night, but we didn't film last night, did we?
Yeah.
But we had hours talking in each other's camper vans, catching up, and it's just been so nice to meet you, and thank you for showing us around today.
yeah, likewise. We have actually been talking about your camper van most of today, because I really
The
want
whole
one
drive
now.
round,
After
yeah.
seeing Loretta last night, I was like, could we switch to that? I think we're going to press on with this one, and then maybe possibly do the Furry Glen. Hopefully the weather improves and we can.
You can see the sun's attempting to come out a bit. It's behind them clouds, it's like brighter here than it is over there.
And hopefully the audio is good, because I can't put on that mic at the minute
Because it's wet. Yeah.
it's very wet. Chronicles of Narnia has so many great connections to Ireland, and as we walked through the wardrobe to start the trail, we were immediately transported into the world of Narnia.
Doesn't that look like one of those big American trees?
Are you guys enjoying Ireland?
It's wet like, but
It's very wet. That is one thing about the weather. You're getting all 4 seasons in one day. There's no escaping the lovely Irish summers.
so green now, and we've been in York now for 8 months, so just like some home comforts. They've been amazing.
I suppose it would be similar in a way to England.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's where you're from, isn't it? We always think England's like not as pretty, but
One of the best installations was seeing Mr. Beaver's house that they've recreated in the middle of a wood. Probably nearly 80 years, if more, of different interpretations of what Narnia is. It's interesting to see how everyone sees it. Some of the sculptures were quite traditional, but others... So what are you guys making of these sculptures so far?
I'm lost with the last two, but until then they've been beautiful. But
Yeah, they're getting there.
I'm
We will.
struggling to remember what film this was from.
I have not a clue. To me, this reminds me of Wizard of Oz, with the Thin Man.
Yeah.
But I can't remember anything.
he looks like something off like Doctor Who or something.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Kind of like Space Monkey.
So what we're probably going to go into is a place called, coming off this, I'm going into a place called the Furry Glen. So the Furry Glen is what some people consider the Cotswolds of Ireland, and it's not very big, but it's this really famous photograph location for photographers. It's a house by, like an old traditional Irish house by a river.
It's quite cool actually being in like a convoy with another van, like, isn't it? Another Vanlife couple. It's we didn't think we would be at this point yet. We were able to start doing camps with other people, but it's brilliant. We really enjoyed it. Usually we're not people.
Yeah, I have to say, like, Jess and Joe were so our vibe too, where they're very much like, even talking to them and the conversations that we've had with them, that some on camera, some not, it's been so refreshing to like have somebody who's at a similar point in their YouTube journey and just to compare experiences who have went beyond what we've done with their full-time travel throughout all their different European locations. It's been great. We've got some great advice we've had, been given some great advice
Yeah.
from them too, and perfect park up spots, and it's nice as well that we can sort of impart our knowledge of Ireland and the best park ups onto them too.
Well, from what we've done.
From what we've done. But it's nice, and they're very, very nice, genuine.
I would dare say that after they finish their trip of Ireland, that they'll be able to give us better parking.
Yeah, they could do. They could well do.
So this park up that Jess and Joe found is actually really amazing. It's just sort of like a farmer's field that he's allowed campers to sort of park in. Like you can tent and stuff, or you can have your camper van. It's all off grid, but there is toilets and bins as well. and then he operates it just in sort of like an honesty box sort of thing. And the views that we have here are just amazing. And then there's plenty of space, because there's not many people here at the minute, there's plenty of space for her sort of to run about. And then what I did was, because we're sort of parked in one field and then there's the field beside, yesterday, because there's nobody in the field beside, we were able to let Rosie off the lead and have a wee run around, and then Jess and Joe were able to let Ripley sort of have a wee wander around as well, let her out of the van. And then what I did this morning was I took her for a little dander through one field and round, just had a wee quick dander, and it was just really, really nice. That's like, I think as they do their trip, we're going to ask them for all their park ups, because they seem to find quite good ones today.
So we are just gonna get a little bit of lunch here. Stephen's currently setting up the all powers and get a little bit of lunch on the go. I think I'm probably gonna make cheese toasties.
No.
Get down, you. Am I getting enough for it?
Yeah.
Or are they 2 for you, 2 for me?
There's 2 for me on too. So the toasties went down well then.
Love how you wait to take a bite there before you ask me. It's like being in a restaurant.
And then it's like the wait that goes towards the mouth, and they're go now, go now, go now. The waitress is coming over with it. It is like proper van life too. And you're just sort of sitting, chilling, parked up alongside a couple of friends, eating our toasties.
They're really nice.
I wouldn't know. I just put mine on and realised that I was using the all powers, and the drawer that mine was in, I heated the wrong drawer, so I was just using electric for nothing. So now I have to wait an extra 10 minutes until mine's toast.
The longest wait you've ever had for
I know,
toasty?
so, yeah.
20 minutes.
Tongue's hanging out, I'm starving.
If I ever had yeah. Should have done 2 of us, half in one round and then another half in the other round. But I will. Just carry on enjoying mine.
Just think of the view, really. Rosie's just patiently waiting there to try and get it up.
For another bit, yeah.
Jess and Joe have been doing Vanlife for 8 months, and we wanted to interview them about their experience.
So me and Joe have been together since we were like 17, and we're both now 31. Me and Joe have always wanted to travel, as we never did it when we were younger, and we've always had a big regret and feeling of like we missed out. And during lockdown we really got into YouTube, and through YouTube we found creators like Kingin' It, Eamon and Beck, Cara and Nate, and we discovered the concept of van life. The fact that you've got your home with you at all times just really suited me, because I'm actually like a very introverted person. And because we were about 30, we didn't really fancy backpacking. We thought we were a bit too old for that. But van life just really appealed to us. And it did take a lot of planning. We had to decide what we were going to do for work, all the money that we were going to save, trying to budget. And then it came down to trying to find the van, which takes months in itself.
Loretta is a 1989 Ford Econoline, and she was born in the great state of Texas, America, and shipped over to the UK in like 2005. We didn't know any of this or really anything about her or vans when we seen her. We just seen it on Facebook Marketplace and was like, that looks really, really cool. We want it. We knew that we wanted a van which essentially was already done, because we didn't really fancy doing a van build. As fun as it looked, we just didn't think we had the skills to do one well enough. So we were looking for like a motorhome. We needed to get an old one, so it was within our budget. Loretta is very old school cool, in my opinion. 5.8 litre V8 engine, does about 10 miles to the gallon. Was made in the 80s, but we love it. So we've been living in Loretta for 8 months now, since August last year. And to be honest, it's been, I would say, fairly easy, although there are obviously some like challenges that you miss from home life. Not having running water, not having, you know, an indoor shower. We've only got an outdoor shower on Loretta. You got a tiny fridge, you've got 2 hobs. It's a lot different to a house, but it's also kind of the same. It's, you know, everything just a little bit smaller.
It's amazing how quick you adjust, and it does take a few weeks to get into the flow of where you know you're going to find your water, get into the flow of not knowing where you're going to sleep that night and potentially getting to a spot and then having to leave, and you know, if you feel safe. We also had the difficulty of knowing if our cat was going to be okay, so there was an adjustment period. But then I don't know how we could ever go back to living in a house now. That's how much we love it.
It was Ripley's first time ever going outside, and now she like free roams everywhere, so.
Yeah, there's never going to be the perfect time to go. Sometimes you just need to set that deadline and do it, and we'd never done anything like that before, but it's just made us so much more adventurous as people and just opened so many doors to us, and we're just so glad that we took the jump.
So we left the UK in August last year, and then we travelled essentially right the way across the south of Europe. So we went through France, Italy, Greece, and then into Turkey. We spent 3 months in Turkey going right across the south coast, what they call the turquoise coast, and then all the way up to Cappadocia, and then essentially done the whole thing in reverse, but also went to Spain, Portugal, and now we're here in Ireland.
There's been so many highlights from the past 8 months. I'd say we had a very special time in Tuscany where we just found this little off the beaten track sort of like park up next to some hay bales. But we woke up and we saw some deer around the van. We were able to let our cat Ripley free roam, and she was having such a fun time running through like the vineyards and just running about. It was just so incredible. We had the most incredible sunset and sunrise, and for us I think we just love those places where you've got a little piece of the world to yourself.
Shout out to Gargano in Italy, Tuscany, Lefkada in Greece, the Peloponnese, but I think the best place that we went by far was Cappadocia in Turkey. It's where the hot air balloons rise, and we just had the most amazing time. And actually the vlog for that is out right now on YouTube.
So welcome inside Loretta. We do feel like she's a little bit of like a TARDIS. I think she doesn't look as big from the outside, and then once you get in, there's just an incredible use of space, and it's a very well thought out van, even though it is from the 80s. One thing we love is this full-size sofa. It's so great for hosting. It also turns into a double bed. It's just like a rock and roll bed mechanism. That'll drop down. We were a little bit hesitant about having a bed that you have to make up each night, but we've got it down to only about 2 minutes now, and it's actually worked out great for us. She's also got 2 table leg holders, so you get 2 options for where you want to put the table. And that's great for when I'm working in the van, because I work remotely, so it's always nice to have a proper comfortable table to work at in the day. And one thing about Loretta that we love is the storage and how well thought out the storage is. They all have these little latches that are like hidden pretty much from the front, so you wouldn't know they're there, but we've never had an issue with doors or drawers opening. All of the original latches still work, even though again from 89. She's got this 2-burner gas hob with a little grill underneath. She also quite funnily got a full-size extractor fan, which is very loud but does come in handy. One upgrade that we did make was installing this pull-out tap so that we can get showers outside the van. And Loretta also has a Truma water heater that runs off gas, so we can get hot water showers. On this side, just tons more storage again. So this is sort of where we keep our food. We have a two-layered pantry here where we've got our pots and pans. The drawers also have a similar sort of system, so they don't slide out when you're driving. Again, it's just from the 80s, but just still works today. It's incredible. Moving into the back is our wardrobe / bathroom. So, privacy slider is brilliant, offering that little bit of privacy. At the back, we've got a full-size wardrobe, which we've added a mirror in. Definitely have too many clothes for van life. Here is our 3-way fridge, which runs off gas, 240 or 12 volt. So Loretta is pretty much 90% original. The only bit that's different is this bathroom area, which must have been ripped out due to, like, we guess, water damage or something in the past. So what me and Joe added was a little cat flap for Ripley, so we've got Ripley's litter box. And we added this little drop down, which is where our toilet is. And so far that setup's worked great for us.
So we've just swapped over so I can tell you all about the cab. Being an 80s American motorhome, it is a bit quirky. We have armchairs, complete with armrests. These are super comfy, both captain chairs as well. Then here behind me we've got a doghouse. So the engine actually protrudes into the cab and it's covered by what they call a doghouse cover. We've got this little, and then we've got a cover on our doghouse cover, which we just keep like little bits in. The doghouse cover also has a tray. We've got mug holders, cigarette holders, some bits for your coins and whatnot. The only thing that isn't original up here is this little tablet unit, and we put that in just for like a bit of comfort while we were driving. We wanted to be able to use Google Maps and play Spotify and whatnot. It does have quite a lot of like modern features. I think old American vans have a lot more than old English vans. So it's got power steering, it's got electric windows, it's got central locking. It's an automatic with a column shifter. So you change gear right from the steering wheel. And it's also got air conditioning, which has been amazing on all of our travels to these hot countries. And Action Bronson said, you know, you've made it when your dashboard's wooden, and Loretta's is, so.
Getting to spend this weekend with Jess and Joe has been incredible. Being able to hit the road in our vans alongside another couple and visit these amazing park-ups, while getting to make friends with other van lifers and even be a part of their journey in Ireland, has been so special for us. We want to personally thank Jess and Joe and Ripley for such an amazing weekend. Hearing about their full-time van life and even getting to tour around Loretta has really given us some food for thought about how we want to continue. We hope that you enjoyed this week's video, and we'd like to invite you to subscribe to join in on the journey with us.